Yo, Steph for the Cloud Chaser TV, man. We back up in this thing again. You dig? Hey, man, we got a special guest today. We got Wack 100 in the building, and today he gonna address the whole Munchie B allegations. You know, some of the stuff that Munchie B was mentioning on street TV, and yo, Wack. So I know you heard this video, right? What was one of the things that stood out that he had said?
Um, he said a bunch of crazy stuff. I mean, Munchie B younger than me. He's 10, 12 years younger than me, probably a little more. The craziest thing I think was, I believe he said I went to prison for a BB gun.
Yeah, yeah, he did say that. He said that you went to prison for a BB gun and that's your neighborhood that started in 1989. And I guess he was trying to allude that you wasn't in the streets prior to going to jail.
Yeah, well, I think my neighborhood started about 82, 83. Um, I'm I'm second. Believe I'm second generation, second or third generation. I didn't start gang banging until '89. I was 12 years old. You got my criminal record? Did I ever send you that? My rap sheet? See if you can find it. But yeah, I caught my first case in '89. I was 12. So I don't know what makes him think I can go to prison at 12, right? But because he kind of said something about if his homies caught him riding around. I wasn't riding around with a BB gun, nigga, a pellet gun. Told the story. A lot of these things these people know because I tell the story.
Yeah, I heard that story on Vlad
Yeah,
TV.
yeah. People ask me, how I first got in trouble, my first interaction with the law, and I don't leave no stone unturned. I just tell the story, and I don't know about him, but certain things we did as youngsters. We shot BB guns and pellet guns. We shot cans and bottles, nigga, birds. The copperhead uh, BBs, and I had a pellet gun with a CO2. And we wasn't out on no missions. We was in the backyard, nigga, shooting cans. So um, I remember I ran out of the CO2 that wasn't the handle. I'll never forget this. So I went in the house to change it, get another. Because once the CO2 get weak, ain't no power behind the pellet. So one of my family members, a homeboy, was still in the back. They had the OG Daisy pump BB gun. So I think maybe they shot, missed, went through the gate, might have hit somebody's kid or something. Nevertheless, the Mexican man ended up at my mama's front door. His English was real broken. So he's trying to explain, he's pointing to his son, got the red dot on him. And I'm coming around the corner with my pellet gun in my hand. I got fresh CO2 canister in it. It's full. I think I could put like 50 pellets in there at a time or whatever. And all I remember is she saying, "Oh, okay, maybe in the backyard. Let me check." And him seeing that my thing in my hand, he like, "No, him." She like, "No, he's been in the house. Let me see the backyard." All I remember the dude said, "Fuck you, bitch, him." Then I blacked out. I just started. I ran up on him. I don't think he realized what I was doing, but he was trying to wrestle my hand away. But I had a little strength on me. I've been athletic, football, track, basketball. I hit him in the face maybe like 28, 32 times. And that was my first time. I told the story because that was my first time going on a run. And they charged me with assault with a deadly weapon, non-firearm. And that was my first trip to Sylmar Juvenile Hall. That was my first time going to Sylmar Juvenile Hall. I did about maybe about 3 months, 2, 3 months. They let me out on probation. And from there it was a roller coaster. I eventually got in some more trouble. Went back. I think I might have got caught with a firearm. That's back when we had the little 22 and 25 little Derringers that came in a little blue box. 5, 6 shots. I went to Camp Miller. That's where I met my Duce ballet lanes at. And did a track 2 program, which is, I believe, it was like 4 to 6 months. I might have did 6 months. Got out for about 2-3 months, went back, did a track 4 program, which was 9 months to a year, back to Camp Miller, did some time to kill Patrick in the hole and Carl Holden in the hole, got out, caught a attempted murder and a robbery. The robbery wasn't mine. I had to ride it. Beat the attempted murder. Attempted murder get dropped down to evade the police. I beat the attempted murder. Shout out to my brother, what they went and did. And ended up going to YA for a 9-month program. Ended up doing 2 years. Fred C. Nellis. Got out. Actually, when I was in there for the attempted murder, I got hit with a murder too. Fought the murder. 3 other niggas got arrested while they was on the street. So while I was in there fighting the attempted murder, they booked me on a murder charge. The other 3 homies was adults. I was a juvenile. So I think what they attempted to do was hit me, knowing I'm fighting the attempt, hit me with the murder, thinking I was going to crack and tell them something. Didn't work. I told them to take me back to the cell, do what you're going to do. Fought the murder, beat the murder, based upon what the witnesses actually said. I believe they could have hung me out to dry on that one, but the witness, when they asked the witness to describe the scene, they said it was about 10 at night. Shooters had on hoodies, sitting on the passenger seat windowsill, firing back towards the driver's side to the sidewalk. And remember the attorney, I believe I had Stephen Hogue at the time. I've always had paid attorneys in the juvenile system. I asked them, well, how'd you know it was him with it being nighttime and the gunfire? And the fucking witness said, well, he always the one coming over here putting in work. It had to be him. So they couldn't really identify it was me. They just assumed it was me. So I beat that on that. End up going to YA, got out of YA, and then I was home for a minute. Maybe about 4 or 5 months, maybe not even that long. And then that's when I caught the shooting case. 2 counts with a .245 assault with deadly weapon, fired into an inhibited vehicle, fired into a dwelling, the home, and discharging firearm in city limits. And that's what I went to the penitentiary on as a minor. So I don't know where he getting his information. Another thing that bothered me was the nigga called me a failed gangbanger.
Yeah, I was about to ask you about that. So he said that your resume don't compare to his resume, and you wish that you was the blood he was.
Yeah, he said I wish I was the blood he was. And I'm gonna tell you why him calling me a failed gangbanger bothered me. Because I don't glorify gangbanging. So I don't know what a successful gangbanger look like. Now, I can tell you what a successful gang member that used to be a gangbanger look like. I wouldn't want his resume. He from Inglewood families. His homies tried to kill him. Your own homies from your neighborhood. Let's get this right. From your hood, not an enemy, not a 6-0, not a legend, not an IBC, not a 40. Another Inglewood family shot you in the head. So that lets me know either they thought you was finna snitch, you did some stealing from somebody, you violated. You know what I'm saying? For your homies to intentionally shoot you in the back of your head, you must have violated. And it was a lack of respect. It's a lot of motherfuckers that want to do something to me. It's a lot of motherfuckers want to do something to a lot of motherfuckers. But it's the respect either for me or the fear for me and the respect of people around me that's associated to me that keeps a lot of these things from happening, right? So when he says you a failed gangbanger, you're sitting there with no eyes. You can't see. And I don't think he understands what he looked like. You know, you got a cup in your hand of water that you didn't sip for an hour. So that let me know you got some nerve damage because your other hand, your left hand, your fingers just move the way they want to move, and I think you just need something to grip. So all this, right, you put your family through. You call yourself a successful gangbanger when you done lost your vision. Not only that, I didn't walk yards, county jails, penitentiaries, CYAs, juvenile halls, camps. I didn't had numerous fights, been rushed, all that. None of my enemies could ever claim that they took my manhood from me, that they knocked me out, ripped my clothes off, spread my butt cheeks, and stuck an object in my rectum, and then began to humor themselves and took peanut butter packs that they give you in LA County and pack it in the crack of your buttocks and let you wake up like that. I'm going to be real. I believe that's why they shot him in his head, because he let that happen, because he had his vision then when that happened. So, it's just, I'm listening to him and I'm trying to understand him. And I understand his upbringing. His father's from the east side out of Swans. His mother's a known prostitute. You know what I'm saying? Used to work with Snooty Foxes. Homies and told me that, everybody, every now and then you got a home with mama running around. My daddy was a dope fiend running around there. You know what I mean? But every now and then they got a mama running around there, and she, homies turn around, they give her a nickel rock, they getting a blowjob over here on the side of in the alley, and you got to deal with that. But I don't want to be a successful gangbanger. I want to be a successful gang member, because that's what I was and that's where I'm from. To the youth, I don't want to be. I don't want the kids to even think there's a gang banger that's successful, because then it influence the kids to want to gang bang. So that's not where I'm at. You know what I mean?
Right.
I see him, and I don't think he realizes that Alonzo had been told me in 600. He like, yo, he's a blind dude who wants to talk about gang shit, and I'm street TV, and hey, I've been let the gang life go many moons ago. So shit, I'm gonna let him talk. You go to the circus to watch the clown, and the circus makes money. So I don't get what he meant about I wish I had his resume. I don't want to be blind, Chuck. I swear I don't want to be blind, bro. I don't want to be blind, bro. Like I don't want to always need the assistance of somebody. That man don't know what it felt like to jump up and just go somewhere himself, because he can't. You know what I'm saying? So, on that note, I don't know what that means. Like that,
It was another thing that he had mentioned too, and maybe you can explain this, and for the people that don't know, I know you explained it a few different times, but he was saying that you always trying to debunk him. So if you can, like, what do you mean by that? Like,
well, you got to remember, this is a dude I didn't know. He always calls us Clubhouse niggas, but Chuck, let's keep it real. Where do we meet him at?
Clubhouse.
On Clubhouse, right? So he's like all the rest of them. I don't know this dude. You know what I'm saying? And I remember him coming to my room, and I seen he kept on trying to challenge me, and I'm like, bro, where you from, homie? Like, me with family. I said, okay, well, it's all love. I ain't got no issues with you. I don't know you. But when they trying to get a name, it's like, go start something with Wack. I don't know this dude. I have no reason to have a problem with a blind man. Respectfully, I don't. You know what I'm saying? Zero reason. And I remember telling him, I said, yeah, man, one of your G homies I was close to, Nelly. He like, yeah, that's my homie. You don't know nothing about Nelly. And I asked him how old he was. And he told me, and I think I kind of embarrassed him. I said, bro, you never been on the streets with Nelly. Nelly been in the penitentiary damn near 30 years. So if you this age, you never knew Nelly on the streets. And when I started breaking it down, Nelly lived in my projects. You familiar with Brandon Broner, right? The NFL
no.
player.
Oh, okay. I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, he was in NFL. I think he played for like the Patriots, and he might have played for the Seahawks. He was a free safety. But the homie Nelly was with his mother, lived in our projects, lived in our neighborhood. So he was a G homie. So, I think I kind of embarrassed him because he wanted to act like he knew somebody that he really didn't know. He might have talked to him on the phone. I said, bro, you didn't know him on the street. So every time I hear him say things, and I'm like, I don't know, bro. I don't want your life. You the same dude when we was on Clubhouse where your mama came in the background and said, boy, you using up all the Wi-Fi. You've been on it too long. Right?
Wow.
So that, you know, at the end of the day, his whole life, all his life that he got to remember because he can't see no more, it's just gang banging. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe he's ever taken an international flight. You know, I don't believe the man's never even been to New York, Miami. You know, I've been around the world 7, 8 times. You know, I don't have to pack a bag to go home to the East Coast because I have a closet there. But yeah, I don't know what he mean by I'm trying to, you know, your truth is your truth, bro. Like, you know, the 6-0's been begging me. There's 2 people that I was involved, 3. One of them in the joint, 4 leaf, and the other 2, one's dead, and the other dude from rolling 60s, he's still around, and I've been trying to let it go, but I think I might have to go in on the interviewing. That's his truth, bro. You know what I mean? You're a little dude. You know, you're 120 pounds, 18 pounds. I get it.
Yeah, I think he mentioned that too in the video. Like, why haven't you interviewed him or brung out the guy on 4 leaf?
Well, 4 leaf was in transition going back to the joint. He was in the county jail on an appeal. It ain't nothing to interview Foley. That ain't the problem. I get a hold of him. But I'm going to interview Foley. Foley was just the one pushing the buttons, getting them doors racked. The other dudes is the one that actually did it. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know why he's so mad at me about his truth. You know what I'm saying? We all didn't have our misfortunes dealing with the ops. If you was gang banging at one time, whether you got rushed, you got shot, you know, I didn't have police drop me off in niggas' neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? Whether your car got shot, whatever it may be, you know, some of our misfortunes I can see is a little extreme than the rest. The homies did shit to some of them too. You know, I didn't seen it, I didn't witnessed it. You know what I mean? So it goes like that. Unfortunately, he happened to get the short end of the stick. And I mean that literally. He got the short end of the stick.
Damn.
And I guess he's mad about that. He keeps making mention, all these dudes keep making mention of this dude, Leroy Smith. When it comes to my brother, right?
Right.
Leroy Smith was my brother's friend. I know Leroy, right? He's a real estate agent, right? So it's crazy how.
So you're not even a street dude?
No, he's not a street dude. No, he's a real estate agent from Tulsa, Oklahoma. He was working for Century 21. But it's funny how this is a dude that was arrested and then found to be innocent. We knew Leroy didn't do the shit. You know what I'm saying? They booked him on it, and then they found him innocent. So he keeps saying, this gangbanger, why you ain't did nothing to the nigga that killed your brother? Well, Leroy ain't killed my brother. I think these niggas is working for the police. I think they want me to get emotional and say, well, the real nigga that did it is such and such, and he ain't here no more, right? That satisfaction goes to the people involved and the people that know what's going on. That's why every time they holler Leroy name, I be like, Leroy right there in Tulsa, Oklahoma, bro. Like, Leroy ain't killed nobody. Like, I don't, you know, nigga, it's a lot. I got arrested for a murder I didn't do. Was nowhere around it. Wasn't in the car. Didn't know they was going to do it. Nigga, I was at my girl house, sleep, literally on the floor. Didn't know nothing about it. I literally didn't know nothing about it until I was already in jail, and they called me down and showed me who they arrested, my 3 other homies, right? And told me what it was, and I heard the description of the vehicle, right? And at that point in time, I kind of knew what went on, right? And it was just some homies putting in work. You know, it was my team, yeah. But, you know, we didn't tell everybody everything. If Wack wasn't there at the time, they moving. If one of the homies wasn't at the time and over there, we moving. But I literally was in jail for a murder that I didn't do. Didn't have no parts of it. Didn't give a nigga a gun to do it. Didn't give a nigga a car to do it. Didn't tell him go do it. didn't tell them where niggas was at. None of that. So it's a lot of people that go to jail for crimes they didn't commit. But just because you go to jail for the crime don't mean you the one did the crime. So, but again, this is like my brother got killed for like 05. You know, I've never heard of Munchie be on the street. I heard of Munchie be on Clubhouse. Respectfully, I've never heard of a Munchie be on the street. I heard a dude on Clubhouse. He claims he put in all this work and all that. And all that's cool. But guess what, Munchie B? Your own homies put to work in on you. I don't know how he gets around that. I know for sure the fact that you still hollering out, Chuck, out from the game that shot me in my head lets me know you's a pressure case. But then again, we understood his mother and grandmother when he was in the hospital. They went down there with half the congregation and begged and pleaded them boys, and y'all please leave. He's still alive. He can't see. He won't do nothing. He won't say nothing.
He did mention that in that video too, but he was speaking on that Snoopy Badass had brought that up, so he wasn't referring that to you. But so you heard that story too, that Snoopy Badass.
That's a fact. Snoopy got that because that's what happened. You know what I'm saying? You know, yeah, you know, your grandmother here. My grandmama dead now, but that don't mean she wasn't alive when certain things happened. That don't mean. Let me ask you something, Chuck. If your mama call her mama and she live in Mississippi and say, my son just got shot in the head and he's on critical condition, it's a good chance that her mama is coming to the aid of her daughter.
Right.
See, you just get on the plane, right?
Yeah. Fly out
you
there.
get on the plane. It's nowhere in the United States of America. He may not know this because he's been restricted. He's a hamster. He hasn't left his box of where he's from. And now that he can't see, he's limited to when he can travel or what he can do. It's nowhere in the United States of America, Chuck, that you can't be in 6 hours. If you're in New York and you got to make it to LA, 6 hours. Miami, LA, 5.5. It's nowhere you cannot be in the United States in 6 hours. So it's not like it's a big deal. You know what I mean? But they went down there and cried and begged for him, and you know, and I guess they honored him that. You know, he walking around this motherfucker like he Ray without the bag, and that's cool. I just don't understand why a blind nigga, he keep talking about pull up on me or watch when I see you, or I'm gonna do. And I'm asking myself, you know, Wack is dude. Maybe dude is psychologically fucked up. Like, I really ain't got a lot of malice for the dude because the dude is blind. He lost his eyes before he can really live life. You know, he got a speech impediment. He got a nerve problem. I don't know if he can have kids, but if he ever has kids, he can never see them. He can't drive a car. He can't just do the basic things himself. You know, he know how to work his phone pretty good. He was texting me today. And it's weird.
What he was talking about today when he touched you?
He was just talking about you keep attacking me, and you know, I don't know if people lying to him. You know, now Luce Cannon be on him. Luce be on him. Luce do skits on him and all that. I don't attack you because the truth can never be considered disrespect. You know, the things I bring up, they really actual and factual, they happen. 1 minute, I believe I might have to record. He was on my phone about an hour and a half, about 3-4 months ago, asking me for advice. This is what I don't understand. These same dudes, when they ain't around nobody, they call and they one way, like literally asking me for advice and what I think he should do. And he's taking my advice because I'm the one who told him he needs to get off the thing with Spotterlow and do his own show. And if he does anything, just do a solo with Alonzo, but do your own thing. I told him these things. And I look up and a couple months later, he's doing them. But now he's doing them and he talking crazy. Like, I don't even know how to take it. He mad. He told the police. He the one said he worked for the turn in information to get paid for it. I didn't say it. I was on the phone talking to him, 600. They got the content on him. And he said it. He said, yeah, I get paid. I pull up. And wherever it's a problem at, I get the details information. I punch in information in my phone to this app. It go to the people and he get paid. He said that. I didn't say it.
Yeah, I remember hearing that audio myself, and he did say that. I believe that he was asking for, I think Rockstar to take that down.
Yeah, but he said it. You know what I mean?
So another things that he had said in that video, he had mentioned, well, the title even said, it says that Wack 100 is banned from Chicago, and he had mentioned the Danny Boy situation. So people didn't know you spoke on Danny Boy, I think, with the Young Buck situation, and not Young Buck from G Unit, but the other Young Buck from Death Row, and he was just playing that back and how the guy Danny Boy was responding to you. You got anything to say on that?
And I never knew Danny Boy did that content first time I saw it. So if you follow what Danny Boy says, right? Danny Boy said, I told his ex-wife I hated on him to his ex-wife, right? Peanut Butter Man, Munchie B, is saying, you hating on a gay dude to a female. Now, let's rewind this. His ex-wife, Chuck, lived 2 doors down from me, same side of the street. Right?
Wow. Yeah.
Same side of the street. So I don't know Danny Boy dealing with her at all. One day I'm rolling. I think I'm leaving the pepper, so she called me. She said, Cash. Her name is Ari. That's her name. Name is Ari. Shout out Ari. She lives in Atlanta right now. She's a travel agent. She said, Cash, what's up, Ari? She said, guess what? I said, what up, boy? I'm getting married. I remember we grew up together. We from kids. She said, I'm getting married. I said, okay, that's good. You're getting married to. She said, Danny Boy. I said, what Danny Boy? The homie from the set? Yeah, he way older than you? She said, no, Danny Boy from Death Row. Right? I say, Ari, you can't do that. Right? She said, what you mean? I said, Ari, you can't marry him. She's like, you not happy for me? I said, I'm happy, but Ari, he's gay. This is like
he was down
2000.
low.
Dog, this like, I don't know, 05, 06, 04, somewhere, 03, 06, 04, somewhere in there like that, right? I said, Ari, he's gay, right? So she gets mad at me. Chuck, and sometime this week I'm going to call and let you talk to her. She gets mad at me. She said, you supposed to be happy for me telling me some shit like that. The nerve of you. She hangs the phone up. I did my part.
Right.
Years go by. She have a kid by him, a son. Next thing I know, I get a call. This probably about maybe 5, 6 years go by. She crying. I said, what was this? Ari, what's wrong? Why didn't you make me understand? Understand what, Ari?
Damn.
Look, what's wrong? By this time, Ari done left Cali and they in Atlanta. I said, what's wrong? I know Ari, mama, daddy, her sisters, brother, we grew up together. She said, he's leaving me. He left me for a man. I said, who? She said, Danny Boy. She says, and he says he's doing a tell-all book. Now, if you listen to what I'm saying, Chuck, everything lines up to where Danny Boy did a tell-all book. He did all that, right?
Right.
I said, Ari, I called, I warned you when you told me. She said, yeah, but I didn't fucking believe you. How did you know? Right? And, I told her how I knew. I said, yo, he got caught with Young Buck doing some gay shit, right? Hold on, let me see if I can. I told her, like, you know what I'm saying? So, cause by this time the music was over and he was just like, used to go pick up Suge kids and run errands and shit and do that type of shit. Suge trusted the nigga. Yo, Reg.
What up, dog?
Who was fucking with Young Buck?
Young Buck, you talking about yo? light skinned Young Buck?
Young Buck, the one be around Ray J, nigga. It's on LA Young Buck. Who?
Okay.
Huh?
You know, hey, shut up. You better
not. No, Reg, we keeping it real because I'm just seeing the content like I'm lying, Reg. You know, a lot of times you say shit, and I know because I was around to be real shit. It be sounding crazy, but it be real. You know what I'm saying? But let's just keep it real.
You know that Danny boy.
Okay, so I don't know why he speculating that I'm telling a lie. It's what it is. Like, you know.
Yeah. What he said that?
Yeah, he said
he never was in a room with.
He said he never was in the room. Don't know the nigga. Like, nigga, what the fuck?
You talking about Danny Boy now? Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Danny Boy. I mean, Young Buck. He always call him begging me to keep it quiet.
I know.
I thought about it.
Yeah, he does the same. Wait. What Young Buck do? Because he do the same to me.
Yeah, you know, like, why you doing that? You know, why you doing that? Uncle, don't do me like that. I love you. You my uncle, you know.
Yeah. I'm going to tap back in with you. That was a blind phone call to Reggie Wright. All I said was, who was fucking with Young Buck? You heard it.
Right. Yep.
Danny Boy. Right? So Young Buck has remained to be around us. You know, he's LA Buck on Instagram. Right? He's remained to be around. He's a close friend of Ray J. He's a close friend of mine. I consider him a little brother, but it is what it is. He do a lot of great business. He always considered himself dog pound, though. He never considered himself death row. Right? But at the end of the day, it's like, I don't understand, like, my nigga, your truth is your truth. I ain't got to tell no lies about nothing. It just is what it is.
And another thing that he had brought up in this interview, he had played the audio from Gillian Wallow podcast, you know, say $1 million worth of game. And basically in the podcast, you had explained, I think
2020,
Big U was,
right?
Yeah, Big U was there with you, and you had explained what Big U does for the community.
No, the question was, hold on, the question was, what Crip do I think A to Z had accomplished more? Right? Okay. And it was Tukey and Raymond Washington and Big U, right? So Chuck, here go my math. Tukey Williams died on death row, right?
Right, that's correct.
Okay. He wrote some children's books, but ultimately he died on death row. I believe he went to jail for killing some Asian people, shermed up, went in there, robbed a store, liquor store, killed some Asian people, went to death row, turned his life around, but died on death row. Never got out. Raymond Washington, I don't know what the fuck happened with him. I can't tell you. But I know there's no businesses. There was nothing after the fact that he was one of the founders of Crippin', right? Now, this 2020, and Chuck, you got the timeline to when I found out the things I end up finding out.
Right, with the development options.
Okay, now development options I always knew about. Development Options was a 501(c) nonprofit organization, right? It had Crenshaw Coats. It did programs at the continuation school, graffiti removal, back to school, backpack stuff giveaways. And I believe they used to do like toy drives, turkey drives, right? For the community. So I kept it real. I don't do those type of things, right? So for me to see Big U walk off 13, 14, come home, set up a nonprofit, and do these things in his community. And the Pop Warner football was the best thing. And I still think it is today because he never made a dime on Pop Warner football. That shit would stress him out every year. You know what he charged them kids, Chuck? $100.
For them to participate in the football camp?
$100 to play the whole year of football. So guess where all the money from the shoulder pads and the uniforms and all that, the rental of the field had to come from? Big U had to go hustle it.
Right.
So this is where you hear when I would write checks to the Crenshaw Colts for the shoulder pads, you know what I'm saying? Or the helmets, right? So we all would chip in, all the industry dudes, ball players. You know, I call niggas like, yo, bro, game would post on his Instagram for the sign-ups to get the kids there. So the beautiful part that I did see was this. Although practice was at Crenshaw High or the other little junior high school, I forget the name of it. And the owner of it was from Rolling 60s. And the majority of the coaches were from Rolling 60s. It would be kids from all the surrounding so-called enemy neighborhoods coming to join the team, right? So what I saw him doing was bringing the kids together early before they became enemies because they was from these different sets. So everything I said right there, I meant. I don't take none of that back. But I never knew about a grid or none of that. I just knew developing options as a 501(c). And I associate and identify 501(c) with what I've known churches to operate under. And my baby mama years ago when she was going to start some type of group home or something, I remember she had to go take some classes to create that for herself. But Chuck, what was that, 2022 maybe?
Yeah, I think it had to been like it'd be the end of 2021 or 2022, the beginning.
2022, I get attacked by a dude named Starwolf, right? Because of how close me and Big U was, and at this time I wasn't dealing with Big U, the other shit had happened. He's assuming that I'm part of the grid making the money with Big U. So he does a clip, put my face on it, put my name on it, alongside Big U, talking about we working with the police and all this shit here. And it was so in depth. I think I called you. I'm like, Chuck, you know this dude? And you put me in tune with him.
Right. Yep. That's how that went. And I was telling you, like, before I even reached out to him, I'm like, well, you know, this dude don't like you. And he said that you involved with Big U and y'all basically in the same boat. And he was like, no, reach out to him for me. Let me talk to him. And that's when he pretty much was like, he don't want to talk to you. But then I sent you that paperwork. Like, you know, well, this is what he's promoting on YouTube. And I think you went through it and within 24 to 48 hours or something, yeah, you had something to say about it.
Yeah, because what got my attention was the BlackBerry. All those years, because Big U was not a computer savvy type dude. You understand what I'm saying? That ain't what he does. So I was asking him, why you got a BlackBerry? You know, he had a regular phone, an Android, an iPhone, whatever it was. So why you got a BlackBerry? And he would always give me an excuse. Oh, man, it's a backup phone, whatever. I never really heard the phone ring. So when I'm reading the paperwork, that the link he had, I see it says, issued from 77th Street Crash Division, BlackBerry cell phone to correspond with law enforcement. Nick, I couldn't eat for a week. Now I'm nervous. So I don't know how I got dude to get online with me. Maybe he heard me run a room on it, right? Mm-hmm. And I remember talking to him. I said, bro, I don't know nothing about what a grid is. Nothing. I see you broke it down. I'm not questioning it. But what's up with the paperwork? Paperwork come to me, the raw paperwork that he was breaking down. So I'm reading, I'm going through it like 100-something pages. I couldn't believe what I was seeing because now I'm like, dude is a double agent. This nigga's really the police. This nigga really, he had never all them years, Chuck mentioned grid, 77th Street Division. None of that. I used to ask him, you know, was he paying for the graffiti shit and all this? He said, nah, the city or whatever donates it. So that was my way of saying, well, he got some ties to the city, some type of city funding
like
or
mayor or something, right?
Yeah, whatever that was, right? But I think Starbuck went and checked McCormick. He said McCormick got one too. So when he went and checked McCormick, he said, nah, Wack, you ain't on that. Ain't never been on it. I said, bro, I don't know what the fuck you talking about. Educate me on what this is, bro. I said, look, bro, you been to the pen? He's like, yeah, Wack, I've been to the joint. I said, bro, this shit got me nervous, homie. We ran together for many years, so you telling me he go back to 2011, doing this type of thing, I'm starting to think about things, right? So I think Star Wars Phenom was sincere, and from there we started building. That's how I started to understand what the hell the grid was, and that dude is really working with the police. So I don't take nothing back that I said in 2020. Matter of fact, even today, the things he does with the youth, the football, if he's still doing graffiti removal, all that, I still don't have nothing bad to say about that. It's just that you rolling 60 and you politicking over here on this side, but then you communicating with the police on the other side, and you doing things that I know you got indictments, you ain't went to jail, you got this going on, that going on, and it's like, my nigga, you an agent. There's no gang member that I know to where it's okay to have a contract with the LAPD and get paid when it says you got to deliver gang information, gang activity, guns, gang hotspots, and in order to keep this contract, it's an annual performance, and you have to perform or we pull the contract, which means you have to provide these things. And he's been having this shit for 13 years. He went from 550,000, I think he's at like 2.2, 2.4 million. He constantly, every 2-3 years, they bumped him up. His first raise, Chuck, you read it, was 444,000, 440 or something. So
Right.
he's performing. So, you know, I don't know if people got a brain, but it's like they say, look, it's the annual contract. At the end of the year, we see out your performance. We're either going to pull the contract, leave you at your pay, or keep you there, renew it, and then give you a raise. He's been performing. So I don't take nothing back that I said in that clip.
No, I got you. I got you. And then another one of the things he had mentioned in the clip, and this is the crazy part, right? Because, you know, I heard Munchie B speak on this subject before with this CS2 back. I heard Brick Baby speak on it before, and I recently just hearing them both, like even in that video, he's saying like basically he's alluding to it being fake. Brick Baby, about a week ago or 2 weeks ago, he was on No Jumper. He alluded to it being fake. You know, and you know, with that whole situation in CS2 back, I remember you sending me text messages from Mark Stevens, and then I'm listening to this audio of Mark Stevens, and Mark Stevens is saying that when he showed Big U this paperwork would have been in 2017. Big U stopped fucking with you, but just like the interview you mentioned, and it's from 2020. Also, you told me a bunch of text messages from Mark Stevens, like basically saying like Happy Father's Day, you know, Merry Christmas, how's the family? Hey, pictures
my
of
daughter
his
just
kids.
graduated. My
Daughter
son
just
just
graduated.
graduated. Sending
And
me their pictures. That's like 2019, 2022, 2021. So
right.
I do know I threatened Mark one day. He was playing with me on something. And I told him. And I think Stutterbox kind of vouched for this because he was on the phone. And I think this the fallout of him and Stutterbox, because Stutterbox was kind of his protection. And I told Mark, nigga, I'll beat your ass. I'll break your jaw, little nigga. I'll fuck you up. And he like, Box, you gonna let him get at me like that? And Box said, shit, y'all two grown men, handle it. And I think since then, he has some distaste for me. But even after that, I've seen Mark in Atlanta. I've seen Mark in New York. When I always talk about, I put Kendrick Lamar and J-Rock on stage. That was something Shaq was doing for Mark Stevens' neighborhood in Long Island. You know what I'm saying? Bum B, everybody was there. Jim Jones. So, you know, seeing Mark that day, I would go to Atlanta. Mark would give me the keys. Shaq would green light it to the penthouse over there in Buckhead. The condo was like condo number 307. Mark would call me, check in with me. Went to his crib. The crib he had built. Went to the crib of his little side chick he had over there. Pulled up on him in my diesel one time, coming across country. So I believe, you know, they both Muslims. I don't know, maybe Big U got to him. It didn't make sense because
yeah, he did say in the audio, he said in the audio that I heard with Mark Stevens, the audio that they be playing, he said that once he heard you was going against Big U, he had to come out and say something. So it definitely got something to do with Big U.
Yeah, it got to do something to do with that because the 2017 don't line up because Mark, from there to 2021, late 2022, you texted me pictures of your kids and their graduation, and You wish me, checking in with the family, and I seen you once or twice. You called me to try to get Ray J. He had like a stripper reality show he was trying to do down there in Atlanta. I know Shaq had bagged up off of him, stuff like that. And again, Big, you said that's my studio with Gilly and Wallow. You know that, right, Chuck? That's in my studio.
Yeah, I remember you told me that, and as well as the was the checking in podcast. Yeah,
His first episode was in the back of my studio.
Yeah.
OT Genesis. We did him one segment, they game a segment. They called me, might have added me out, and shit like that. The True Car went in there, but yeah. So none of it, nothing they say makes sense because their whole thing is a play. But I think Mark been having a distaste because he tried to make a run into the music business. He was there sitting in the middle of the Ray J deal. He was on that side of the label side, the Shaq side. I was on management side with Ray J, orchestrating everything, making sure it was right. And after that, it didn't go right. I do know in like 2021, K. Slay called me. You know what, Chuck? K. Slay called me. K. Slay did an album with Mark through Koch. He did an album and he called me and said, Wack, I don't know a lot about the business side of it. I did this album some years ago, 5-6 years ago, whatever it may be, said I've never got a royalty check. I said, well, he said, I want you to call in the E1, because Koch had been brought up by E1. I said, well, E1 ain't gonna have it. You did it up on the Mark, right? He said, yeah. E1 is sending Mark your money, and Mark got to pay you your cut, right? And I remember K. Slay calling Mark, and Mark calling me, yo, Wack, what's up? Why you do me like that? I said, do you like what, bro? He like, Slay just called me. I said, what, about the check? Yeah. I said, well, how did I do you? He said, come on, Wack, man, you know that nigga don't really know what's going on. Why you putting him up on game? And I got mad because Slay, my brother. I said, hold on, bro. You said you beating, bro? Like, nigga, I just told him how to go. I thought he was going to call you and you was going to tell him you send him a bag, or maybe y'all just recouped, or maybe you going to check account. Nigga, you pretty much telling me you getting over on him. And he was like, nah, Wack, you right, man. Let me have my people. Because Marcus is a square dude, right? And he like, let me have my people look into it. And he kind of like eased off of it. And then I would hear from him periodically through text messages. He called me one time trying to get Ray J down there. Ray J didn't want to do it. He never liked Mark. He only dealt with him because I would tell him he had to. So
yeah, because he did say in the audio, he was like, you backdoored him, and what you speaking on is basically pretty much what he was saying, but he was saying it in a different way. But
yeah, see, but I never even heard nothing he said. So yeah. I'm just telling you, I've never heard none of Mark's interviews. So that's not a backdoor. Like, Chuck, if you called me, right, you like, yo, Wack, man, boom, 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 boom. I'm like, all right, well, you signed to who? Well, I'm signed to, I'm signed to Loose Cannon, okay? But the deals with Universal, okay, well, no business ain't with Universal. Universal gonna pay Loose Cannon, then Loose Cannon gotta pay you. I pretty much walked Slay through where it was. At the time, see, if I'd have thought Mark was getting over on him, I would have just called Mark myself, like, homie, what's happening with this, and dealt with it A to Z. I just broke it down to Slay on how it was supposed to be. Slay must have called him. So, see, Chuck, you just answered the question. That's why he on what he on. He mad that I gave Slay the information, but nigga, what I was supposed to do, that's my brother. And when I did give it to him, I didn't give it to him thinking that it was a problem. I just gave it to him so we can have an understanding of how to approach the problem. It's a difference.
No, I got you. And then he had mentioned a guy by the name of Duce M's, and I know Duce M's, he make a lot of videos on you, and he had said that basically, alluding to like he won, and like just I forget exactly what words he used.
What did he win?
He won like the battle between you with the whole CS2 back situation. Now, me personally, I don't think Duce M's, doing well on YouTube at all. In fact, he's in the chat. He's probably gonna go make a video about this. He's been like he wanted to work with you, right?
He begged to work with me,
right?
Presenting some type of Bitcoin thing, And you know, when I first met Duce, I thought he was a New York blood because he was on the New York side of Clubhouse,
Yeah, Eastern District.
and I would always hear him say words like sanction and shit. That ain't how we talk out here in the West, right? So when he approached me, I kind of handled him like that. And when he told me where he was from, I called the Brims. Niggas I did time with, they like, Wack, we know the nigga, but you know, he beat a chick and threw her in the trunk on some fake pimp shit, and got out and moved to Madison, Wisconsin. And we really don't see him. We've been gone like, at that time, they said 10, 12 years. So it got to be like 14, 15 years now. So, you know, when his homies went vouch for him, I just simply told him I didn't want to deal with it because, you know, they ain't vouching for you. I don't know you. My first interaction with you was I thought you was a New Yorker. So, you know, I just left it at that. And I caught on that the way he talks, he tries to talk like he's bigger than what he is, right? He talks about things that he's never really been a part of or never done. And I can pick up on that. So it was like, and I really don't like to do business with niggas. I do business with black people, but I don't like the nigga business. And, you know, there's certain things about people that I can look at you and how you present yourself, and it tells me what you are and who you are. So I just chose not to do business with him. Because before he was a Wack fan. You know, it's content. The content I brought Roddy Rich down there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, his
He
boy Yael, and he was like low key behind the scenes working with it, right?
Yeah, he like, what? Get Roddy, line the nigga up. So that's why when I be seeing these dudes on stage, it be funny to me because I'm like, damn, nigga, you the one that was kind of behind us putting Yael in the box. But nevertheless, if you listen to it, he's addressing me. You know, Wack, hey Wack, you know what, your Wack, you know, like Wack was saying, he's very cordial and respectful. But when I told him I didn't want to do no business with him, he started to fuck the Wack campaign. But at the end of the day, I think what it is I'm everything that he wanted to be. He wanted to be a music exec. He wanted to, you know, have a label, you know. And then I think he got mad when we exposed about his father. You know, at his father kind of like Munchie, but a little different. You know, he involved himself in homosexual activity in prison. He did a lot of time. Some nigga named John Jr. or something, right? So I think when I exposed that, and then not only that, y'all all witnessed when I had him in tears when I exposed that his brother, Booger Brim, who we used to always talk about, Booger Brim, is a PC roll-up case, a product and victim by none other than Big U himself.
Wow.
Right? So
And
his brother Booger Brim is PC'd up on the PC yard, rolled up by the 6-0s, a shot called by Big U himself. So when I exposed that through his own homies on my phone, what's the nigga name? What's that boy name? The drunk nigga from his neighborhood. Chuck, you on mute. What's the drunk nigga?
Little Stretch.
So Lil Stretch and Baby Stretch, I believe, called my phone. Baby Stretch, he got life or something. They called my phone. I just called my phone. They like, yeah, Wack, I don't know why that nigga talking on the homie when his brother PC got rolled up by Big U. Homie's looking at him real funny. Boom, boom, boom. So it explains, because remember, Duce Sims is the first one ran the grid program paperwork on Big U on Clubhouse.
They called him COINTELPRO.
Called him a snitch, COINTELPRO, called him all of that. Duce Sims is the first one ran the paperwork before I do anything about it, right? So when I look up and see what I'm seeing, but I understand Big U. Big U know that. And once you done did Big U like that, it's never going to be good. He'll play good. I know him. He'll play good, but in a minute, Duce Sims keep on lingering around there, and, you know, it's going to get weird on him. You know what I'm saying? One thing I do know about Big U, he crafty and he's sneaky. He'll never forget what he heard, because we personally sent it to him, to one of his mans. His man said he heard it and really didn't know the extent that dude went in on him. So, you know, he a brim. Big U can't stand them dudes over there. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, Duce
What
was
made you think that, like, because he did change? He said that, oh yeah, he talked to Big U and Big U explained it a different way. What was going on with the grid and the paperwork
explain.
he
Wait,
had?
Chuck. He
Go
ran
ahead.
the room for 3 hours. He
Yeah, he
read it.
read every line for
He
line.
read every line.
Yeah, he
There's
did.
no explaining when you read every line. But what it was he thought Big U. See, if people don't know no better, we built Big U in the industry to look like he was something he wasn't. Right? We utilized him what we needed him for, and we put him in a space to where it looked like he was doing something. If you sit back and think about it, Big U has 0 accolades in the music industry. None. He can't take blame. He can't take credit for Nipsey Hussle. That was a mean game play to get him that deal. Nipsey got away from him. Nipsey got away from him quick. He wasn't even there on his rise. Nipsey shook him, right? So I think he like shit. If he don't know no better, you think Big U really got the plugs to make something happen. And I think Duce was like, I'm going to get in, get some plugs, get some contacts, get big, turn around, go at Big U, tell him fuck him and I'm going to be on. But I don't think he realized it's nothing Big U could do for him over there. It's nothing. I know his resources. I know his plugs. I know what he can and can't
It's
do.
funny because I recently heard a video of him talking about this. Like, oh yeah, people think that we was gonna use Big U and do this, but Big U, he was basically saying how Big U couldn't possibly help him, but he doing it on his own and shit like that. But
no, he thought he could. You don't remember him saying, we got a big production facility coming.
yeah, building.
Compliments of Big U. We got a world star contract coming. Compliment, all that, right? And I'm sitting back laughing like, nigga, I said it. I said, Big U gonna have these niggas passing out backpacks and he gonna use these niggas as a voice on the internet. Once Big U realized they couldn't win against me, 600 and loose exposures, once he seen they didn't have what it took, Big U ain't got no more use for him. He gonna pull back from him. He'll keep him close enough to where if he need him to come do something or say something or put something up, cool, but he's never going to do nothing for him because there's nothing he can do. That's why now he's on. People thought you said these things. You thought Big U was bigger than what he was. I know what he can and can't do. Half his plugs come through me and his homeboy, right? We were plugging with people and create fake narratives, and he show up and say today, and you got that, and boom, 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 boom. But they don't even fuck with him no more because there's no use. The tables have turned, times have changed. There's no use for him. And now that we didn't expose he's a rat and he working with the police, right? Now that he's been exposed, niggas don't reach for him. Ain't nobody checking in with him. Ain't nobody paying him to do nothing. Nothing. That nigga sitting in a lawn chair on Chris Shaw Slauson in the parking lot every day. Something I never thought he would be doing.
It's crazy.
At 57, 58 years old.
Now I gotta address this right now. So, like when you were speaking on Alex Alonzo a little bit earlier, him speaking to you in 600 about the whole Munchie B situation, and how Munchie B came about even on that podcast platform. But what's Alex? What you think Alex's issue is with you? You know what I'm saying? I know Big U. He got a friendship with Big U, and maybe he think the same thing like Mark Stevens.
He don't like Big U. He really don't like Big U.
He don't?
Nah, he don't like Big U. I don't know. What I do know is Chuck Duke got 500,000 subs, right? I got 33, 34,000. I just start building, right? His views and my views been the same ballpark. So I think Alex is one of them dudes, right? That he's a jealous, envious type dude, right? I looked out for him. I could have X'd him out of projects that helped him. The Streets of Compton. It's a 3-4 part series. You know who project that is, Chuck? That's my project.
I didn't know that.
Oh, it's a executive produced by Cash Wack 100 Jones.
Oh, damn.
Everybody in that project come through. I had to approve of. You don't know this game is narrating the whole thing?
Yeah.
Okay, I did a soundtrack to it called The Streets of Compton. Songs like Roped Off and shit like that is on it. Pulled the album up. I crossed that with E1. That's an E1 project. I executive produced that. If you watch it, you see me in it. Right? So, back then, I didn't know who the dude was. And recently, the homies called, they said, Wack. He used to claim the hood, NHB rolling 20s. Say he the dropout nigga, did some telling on the homies and shit. We look up. He's still working with I think he at the DA office now. So, I don't know. I can't really tell you. I called him to have a conversation, but he's scared to have a conversation with me. I don't know what his problem is. I don't know. Listen, he changed his life around, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, my salute to you. You know what I mean? He got an office over there on Wilshire. The sweet 400 joint over there. But I can't tell you. I do know when I started getting a little agitated, he get the call of my homies and telling them he don't want no problems. I know that. That's the crazy part. I can call my homeboy right now, watch this, out of nowhere, but he don't tell people this. He's a very scary dude. I know he'll call the police, so watch that. This just last week. All these niggas be frauds.
Yo.
Lil John.
What's the deal?
I'm talking to the homie on this program. What Alex Alonzo called you about a week ago and tell you?
Say it again?
Alex Alonzo. What he called and tell you? About what he say?
Somebody he don't want no problems with you and shit. You know what I mean? You're like, I don't want to talk to him, but I don't got no problems with him. So I was like, what happened? He was like, his name came up. Then when he shot me the joint, I'm like, nigga, you brought the homie name up. No, he been. I'm like, I ain't trying to hear that. I'm like, you brought his name up. But he's talking about he don't want no problems with you. None of that.
All right, I hit you back. See, these niggas be cowards. You see what I'm saying? Niggas don't know this is what's going on behind the scenes. And they ain't gonna play with the homie. He ain't gonna even say nothing about hearing the homie say that because he know what that is, right? So you do all that. You heard him. Then he'll call, hey man, tell Wack I don't want no problems. He called it one of my right hands and he know all that go, right? So it just be like I don't get it. Like, you niggas is weird. But I get it though, Chuck. I can't. R&B always has to remind me, like, look, nigga, you have built your platform, built your name in this algorithm on social media to where they damn near can't not talk about you. Because they don't got nothing else to talk about. They gotta, whatever they talking about, they gotta, bro, we watched Duce talk about me for 3 years straight. Nigga, his wife got to be ready to give me some pussy right now, bro.
Shit, that
ain't
man.
No way. She didn't heard my name so much, that nigga probably be sleep like this. What? They gonna fly jets. Fuck is idea? This nigga like is losing his mind. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. Shout out to Loose Cannon, Sharice Mills, Loose Cannon, my man Ghost and Exposures. But I don't know. I don't get it, man. I ain't got to know you and I help you, Chuck. That's how we met. I didn't know you. I dropped in your room. I see this nigga be running some good content. So back about that time, my notification bell was working. I was dragging 400-500 niggas around wherever I went.
Yeah, that's a fact.
I bring the room, and I ain't never told y'all you got to pay me or nothing. But you always seem like a different kind of dude, so I fucked with you. Duce just seemed like he always had a motive if he was trying too hard or he wanted to be something he wasn't. So I don't know. I just follow my gut not to fuck with him.
Yeah, you was right. And so eventually that same thing happened with me with him. It actually happened twice. So I let him back in my circle for the second time. But the first time it was the same thing. Like the second time, he had got into it with Corey King. And, I had known Corey King before I known, him. I met him through Corey King. So I'm like, yo, bro, Corey King can help me out with content. He and, you know, kind of ushered my platform for the East Coast so I could bring up East Coast people. You know, he always been a help to me, right? So I'm like, I'm not finna beef with no Corey King. Then he had a situation with you, like, yeah, and Wack. And I'm like, yo, bro, Wack come through my room. Wack show me love. Like, what am I beefing with him for? So then that's when they started running with the Oscar Mayer campaign, right? They did that for like maybe a year and a half. But like just speeding up, this whole situation with Duce, I think it's all jealousy because he want to be the voice. Like he once told me he want to be the voice of the West Coast and why these people get to talk the way they talk and he's supposed to be, you know, Rella and all this shit, right? So
I
it's
never
all
heard of that
jealousy.
nigga, bro.
It's all jealousy.
I never heard a dude in my life. I did time with a lot of brims. I never seen him. We about the same age. I never seen him doing no time. He wasn't never a factor. I never heard him on no yards. Never heard him in the Y systems. And back then, homies was hogs. Like you heard of Baby Sonnies, Rock the Bells, Murder Rock, Michael Walton. You know what I'm saying? You heard it when it came to the brim car like that. You heard of niggas like that all the time because we was in there putting in work. You had to put in work because niggas was out. I never heard of this dude. I never heard of this dude. I do a lot of business with his G homie, Bistro. You know, put together one of my first lowriders. I never heard of this dude. I see a lot of them around. I never heard of this dude. You know what I mean? So when he on here, I'm like, bro, I never heard of you. When I called to the brims, they like, we know the nigga, but he just, you know, he ain't like that. So I left it like that. I chose not to do no business with him. He just seemed like he had some snake in him. Like one of them dudes you help and he gonna turn around and bite you anyway. But, you know, I never chose to fuck with him. You did, and you got bit twice. So I guess I was right.
No, that's a fact. Yeah, you was right about that, man. You was definitely right about that.
But you think about Munchie Beat, man, on some real shit. Dude's a blind dude, bro. You know, he had some misfortunes. You know, that situation he been through, you know, that's something, I don't know how a man deals with that. But, like, bro, like, Munchie, don't never accuse me of being a failed gangbanger because I never wanted to be a successful gangbanger. I just wanted to be a respected gangbanger, and I definitely was that. I put in all my work, did all my time. I got more time in than you, put in more work than you, did more ride than you in an era that you probably couldn't survive in because the era you come up in was softer than my era, and nigga, you couldn't keep your eyesight because you took a bullet from your own homies. You can't even trust what's standing behind you and standing with you. You can tell me a 6-0 or 40, nigga. Tell me a legend, an IBC bus on you. Tell me a motherfucking I-13, an Inglewood Thresher bus on you. But nigga, you got shot by your own homies. And they probably would have finished your ass off after you got off the hospital, but your mama and grandmama down there begging the homies, begging and pleading. They know what that means. They begging and pleading. They looking at everybody right there that something happened to you. They turning everybody in. You know what I'm saying? On some real shit, like, bro, I know you got a different life, and, you know, I don't know what that is to be without my vision, but it got to be even more detrimental and more a slap in the face and a kick in the ass to be without your vision because of your own homies and your own set. That got to feel because you have nowhere else to go. You have nothing else to turn to. You are the abused gang member. You have been abused, violated, manipulated, and now you're getting abused by Alonzo, right? Another dropout. You working for a nigga that works with the DA office. Do your homie know that your boss works with the DA office? Do the homies know that the program you turn in information about what's going on the blocks, he the one lined you up to get paid from? It's a whole lot going on. So at the end of the day, bro, I mean, I will tell you, my nigga, you cleaned yourself up. You know, your auntie or your girl, whoever getting you dressed, because you used to be bummy as a motherfucker. I wish you could see yourself, you know what I mean, but you can't. But I'm gonna give you credit on that, bro. You didn't clean yourself up. Your Air Forces is fresh and clean and crisp. You know what I'm saying? You looking all right. But just stop trying to glorify gangbanging. You know what I'm saying? Because you won't do this. You won't take them off. I put on glasses to see a little better. The glasses you got is the camouflage that you can't see. So at the end of the day, bro, stop threatening people with a pull-up, telling niggas if they point me in the right direction, you're going to bust. Let's go, man. We don't want to hear that, bro. You handicapped. You one of God's children. You special needs, bro. You know what I'm saying? You can park in handicap parking without getting a $250 fine. You know what I'm saying? You still gotta smell your food before you can know where the hell to eat, bro. You know what I'm saying? You got the shakes and the shivels and shit. We watch you. Watch the nigga held a cup of water for an hour, didn't take a sip. But that's because he got nerve damage. If you watch his other hand, it's going crazy. That nigga throwing up all kind of signs. He can't even call any holding this. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, Snoopy badass exposed you, patted your pockets. Nigga, you know you got caught. You know what I'm saying? He didn't go to the next day to Colorado Springs because he wasn't on the next day. You know, at the end of the day, he was in the building. Don't tell me he wasn't there. He was there. Everybody seen he was there. He was in the building. He put up pictures. He was in the building. You know what I mean? You got in his business calling him about a female he deal with. What kind of old buster-ass, yee-ass shit is that? You calling him about a female he deal with, like you finna check him about a broad he fuck with. You started this whole thing with Snoopy. Your homies need to really sit you down, you know, when your grandmama and your mama ain't looking, then tell you like, bro, stay out of people's business. You know what I'm saying? Stay out of people's business, bro. This is why they turned your TV off partially. Because you be in people's business. Lord forbid if you can see all the shit you be talking about. Shit crazy.
Wow.
Just saying, man. You know definitely clout chasers. And I came to this platform because these niggas is chasing clout. And it need to be the death of these niggas, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
No,
Chuck, they get mad. Listen, let me show you how weird they are, Chuck. They got mad because we met each other.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
They weird like that, man.
Yo,
they weird like that.
I come home, I say, babe, guess what I read it to? Big Chuck, what? Nigga was at the auto parts. She said, boy, something told you to go to the auto parts. You were supposed to go tomorrow. I said, man, something telling me to go now. I read the big motherfucking Chuck.
No, that was crazy. Random as hell.
I was happy to finally meet you.
Yeah.
Nigga, we shook hands, nigga, embraced each other, changed a few words, so I holler at you, and we kept it moving. Like, I don't get what the problem is.
No, facts. What's up with this guy, Money? Because I know Duce Sims, he been in the comments. Money been in the comments.
Who is Money?
Money from Demon Time. Like Money, this is about Munchie B. This don't got nothing to do with, you know what I'm saying?
That's one of Loose Cannon little dudes, like, Loose Cannon, you know, Loose Cannon be trying to help you. Like, I see you help a lot of people. So a lot of people can't get to you. So they contact Loose, and Loose try to bring them in. So that's one of Loose Cannon little dudes. You know.
Yeah, I'm just wondering.
Yeah, you got an audio problem.
Yeah, that's one of Loose Cannon little dudes. So he been begging to get on stage with me. And you know how I do him, Chuck. I starve him.
You supposed to come here live yesterday. I think you mad about that.
Yeah, I never showed up because that's not. That's probably why. That's the crazy. He invited me to the live, and now I'm the enemy today. That's crazy. Why you mad? You mad at me because I didn't come to the live? I don't get it.
Yo, Demon Time, something wrong with your audio. I'm hearing like an echo. You must got another screen open.
Yo, we was just on the phone. But I don't even want to get that nigga no clout because he been begging, Chuck. He's been begging to talk. Look, the nigga be in the room, bro. It'd be like 100 people. And I don't know. Like, he tried to bring him in on the team. And Luce tried to bring him in. What up, Luce?
Yeah, couldn't pop on, get off, huh?
I got you. All right. Yeah, so, he been trying to, like, I don't know. It's like Demon, like, bro, you know what time it is. We talked the other day on the phone, me, you, and Luce. We talked about Rich Trapper putting together content. Everybody was cool. And then I got an invite, but, you know, I met with my team. They like, Wack, you know how that is. That ain't what we want to do. And my boy Rick Rock over there, he ain't going to be over there long. He don't fit that because he's a little more, what he really want to do ain't what they doing. And I hope he get out of there before we get mad and they meet the real Rick Rock. But nevertheless, I don't know. I swear to God, we was on the phone, nigga, the other morning, nigga. Everything was cool. Yesterday morning, everything was cool. We exchanged.
Yeah, I figured that y'all, because I seen the live go up, and I'm like, damn, so they about to do a live. Okay, that's cool. Listen, you know what I'm saying? I want to see this content.
The nigga asked me to send him the audio I just got on the nigga. Look, bro, this is yesterday. That's demon time.
Demon time.
Look at the audio. I said, look, audio, all that. So I don't, that like, it's just yesterday, nigga. 9:08 a.m.
Yeah.
These niggas be different, bro. I don't get it, but I'm gonna let them live their life and do their thing. And we're gonna keep moving. We're gonna keep doing what we build. Ghost been a great extension to what we doing. And I think Ghost is a great, what I call a nomad. You know, you let Ghost run the field. You know what I'm saying? You let Ghost, you don't lock him down nowhere. Let Ghost run the field. And I'm glad we came back together, Chuck, because you are one of the relationships that I felt was valuable, that I felt like you stand on your own too. You know, they keep trying to throw lugs in there and shit like that. And let's clear this up. Somebody said, I took your YouTube. I've never taken Chuck's YouTube in life, so I don't know where y'all getting that from. Y'all saying a bunch of wild, weird shit. Me and Chuck had a situation that I never did nothing with. You know what I'm saying? I chose not to do nothing with it. And at the end of the day, we're going to keep building. And I'm not going to come in the middle or hinder Death of the Cloud Chaser from doing what they're doing. So, end of the day, y'all can kill that narrative too. A lot of y'all wasn't even around for none of that. This just shit y'all hearing. But nevertheless, Munchie B, I don't know. Maybe one day we'll have a conversation in face-to-face. When you on my phone, brother, you cool. Like, you know, I might have had the content. I got to find it. You was nice. You was like, cool. Now you on some weird shit, but I think when they running out of content, go to Wack 100. Running out of content, go to Wack 100. Alonzo is talk about Wack, talk about 600, talk about loose cannon. That's just what it is. They have nothing to talk about. We go out there, we develop, we grab our content, we network, we figure things out, or we just simply just strike up a conversation amongst ourselves, or we include our chat or our group. You know, that's all we do. A lot of these people look at what we do. I'm gonna be real, Chuck, and they can't figure out how we do what we do. If I can't figure something out, or my woman can't figure something out, I've heard R&B on numerous occasions call you.
Yeah, no, for sure. Now,
yeah, right. We just
I don't have no issues with, you know, if I know something, yeah, hey, this is how you do it. And I know the same thing, like, you know, hey, Wack, I need to get this content. Can you come through this room? And you could go to a lot of platforms and give them these exclusives. So, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate that, bro.
Yeah, it's not a, you know, it's not a problem. What I will say is that your style of interviewing and what you do has been recognized. And this is why when I seen it, I could have ran it on my floor. I said, you know what? This is great for Chuck, because Chuck, this is his style of interviewing it. And you can really clear the air without no bullshit. But nevertheless, man, we didn't put in a lot of work. I appreciate you for allowing me to come on your platform to clear up a few things. Let's keep building. Let's keep working.
Yes, sir.
Top of the year, we're going to revisit that deal I tried to bring you.
Yeah.
Right? See what you're looking like. Put a bag in your pocket. And we're going to keep growing and keep doing what we're doing, man. We got TV coming. We got TV series coming. Me and Luce just struck a big deal with BET. We could bring 20 episodes a year over there to them, 10 and 10. So that's at least 2 different programs a year. We got Dosh Network, Dosh Unlocked, Tronics Network. So we move them on to the TV lane, pump the podcast lane up, let's get our merch game up, and let's keep building, man, as a unit. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep building as a unit. Let's keep empowering each other, and you know, let the naysayers, you know, let them talk, let dead dogs lie, and you know, hopefully they go over there and pump our name in the algorithm and keep working for us. They have not realized, Alonzo, you work for us when you do these things. It's hilarious. We don't mention you. We don't run nothing on you, your name in the title. But nigga, 9 out of 10 got something to do with us. I'm looking forward, Chuck, put that call in, man, to that New York cat. I'm looking forward to having that conversation. In the meantime, brother, stay safe. Enjoy your Christmas holidays. And I'll catch you on Clubhouse.
Salute, bro. Hey, man, we out, man. That was a dope interview. You know, if y'all just now coming in, tapping in, go ahead and hit the rewind. We streaming on a couple of different pages. So if you here on Big Chuck YouTube, y'all definitely go follow Big Chuck YouTube. Got about 229 people over there. We got DOTCC Clips. We got about 100 people over there. So y'all go subscribe. If y'all on the page right now, subscribe, hit that like button. You know the deal. Also, Death for the Cloud Chaser, the main page. Got about 266 people over there. So salute to everybody that came through, man. Appreciate the donations. Appreciate everybody that was respectful in the chat. You know, we do got a bunch of people saying the same thing over and over, but you know, a lot of this stuff, you know, we have cleared up. It's in this interview, you know, from some of the things y'all was putting in the chat. So just because y'all want me to, like he said, an interview style, a lot of times people want you to stop, break. Oh yeah, let me ask them this. No, that ain't how it work. You know what I'm saying? It's a format. So we're gonna break it down and make it make sense. So I hopefully y'all appreciate this interview. You know, it was no noise, just strictly, you know what I'm saying, talking, no bullshit, no ad-libs, no screaming, no yelling, you know what I'm saying? But y'all know what it is, man. It's Death for the Cloud Chaser TV. It's Death for the Cloud Chaser TV.